Oh, Bennett, we might actually be going live early. It just like went live.
All right, guys. So we're live on Tanner's YouTube channel right now. So if you guys want to watch us, hear us talk about the Arizona trip, we'll be live on there. And link is in my bio.
How's everybody doing today? We were planning on going live at 4:30, but my computer literally just glitched and went live right now. So we're a little ahead of schedule, which is actually usually we're behind schedule. So it's good. Hope you guys are all doing great today. It's 4:22. Like I said, we are ahead of schedule. Hopefully you guys are all having a great day. I noticed a lot of people really enjoyed the video that we just put out, and you guys are all ready for Arizona. Everyone, make sure you drop in the chat where you're from, what you're doing, what your plans are for the season. We would love to hear. We already got over 100 people joining in. If you guys are new to the channel, you don't get a chance to tune in always. This is my good friend, my best friend, Bennett Gooch. Bennett, how you doing?
We're doing good. Seems like I've been up here pretty often, actually, which is awesome because I hope you guys are enjoying the content we're making. And I'm super excited. We're going south this trip. I've always gone north. We're going south.
Yes, it's going to be a big weekend. If you guys want to help us out, definitely hit the like button on this live stream, and also make sure to share it with your friends. Like I said, we are just a tad bit early, but we're just going to jump right into it. The replay will be up for you guys to watch whenever. But like I said, a lot of you guys really enjoyed today's video. I noticed we fired up the 410. We talked about a lot of crazy things. We have a car behind us right now just to answer, and I'll probably talk about it a few times throughout the live streams because I know a lot of people are going to be wondering. This is Carly's chassis. So we're going to be putting this together once we get back from Arizona, which that's going to be super exciting. Get Carly in the vlog, and Carly will be right in here working with us because that's just the type of person she is. She's hands-on, she's in it. And it's going to be an exciting season all around. Like I said, drop in the chat. We'll be checking it out where you guys are all from. I see Iowa, Arkansas, Australia, California. I think I saw Wisconsin somewhere in there. Roseburg, Oregon from Josh. What's up, Josh? We got the local guys. If you are a local Oregonian, tune in because and let us know because we love to shout out our fellow guys here close to home.
Carly's going to be, I think everyone knows, our second
guest for the podcast. So we have the podcast going. The first episode drops tomorrow, which the last time we went live, you guys all tuned in, right? It was last Sunday when you were here. So about 9 days ago, we went live, right? And a lot of you guys tuned in. It was a lot of fun, and we talked about the podcast. So the first podcast is going to be up tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Be there. We're also going to have audio versions out on some other platforms, but those aren't quite ready yet. We're still trying to get approved on Apple and Spotify. So probably just tomorrow, the video version will be out. And then later in the week, once we kind of get back from Arizona, get everything figured out, get episode 2, everything will start going much, much quicker. So thank you to everyone tuning in the live chat. I can see a Chaz. We got Carson, Ash, Caden, Colton, Ridgeview. What's up, guys? Yeah, we're going to definitely do some live Q&A. That's one of the main reasons we wanted to do this, but also wanted to talk about the Arizona trip. I mean, how exciting what we have going on here. We talked about it in the videos, but a live stream is a good opportunity for us to really dive into many different topics and give you guys a preview. Because, for example, if our podcast was already live, we probably would have done a whole episode on the Arizona thing. But, kind of just how everything fell. First podcast drops tomorrow. And this is going to be a good opportunity for us just to chat and give you guys some details and talk about what's going on.
Like we said, this is going to be the first time going down south for me, at least, to a big dirt track.
I've never been to Arizona either.
Yeah, I've been to Arizona for some family vacation stuff, and I know it's desert for sure. So I think the one thing we're kind of worried about right now is the weather, but we're watching it closely, and I think we're going to be able to squeak by and make it through.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not looking the greatest. Actually, if you want, maybe pull up the weather. We'll pull up the weather on our phones and see. Last time I checked, I think it was about 20% the first couple of days. The first couple of days was 20%, or at some point it got up to 40 or 50% chance of rain.
So it dropped more. Now it's at 35 on Thursday, which is our practice night. 20% Friday, 40 and 45 for Saturday and Sunday. So that's not terrible, but that's a long drive to have some rain us out.
Absolutely. And like we talked about, desert weather for all you guys that are down in AZ, maybe you guys could tune in and let us know, but it's kind of unpredictable. There's different places in the country. I know I've been to a few in particular that you just go there and the weather is unpredictable. When we're in North Carolina, it would literally downpour, terrible downpour. Real quickly, Brent Butler dropped a $5 donation in the chat. He put, good luck in Arizona, 3 wide life, rip the lip. Hey, Brent, thank you so much. All that little stuff helps. We really appreciate you tuning in on this afternoon. But to get back to what we were saying, North Carolina, absolute like downpour monsoon. And we're like, there's no way we're racing for 3 days. The track's flooded, but it's almost like racetracks that have that kind of type deal. They're prepared and they have, good drainage systems. And then also once the sun comes out, it all dries up and we just go race.
It might not hurt Arizona because that's a slick track.
Yes.
At the feature time, it goes slick.
And sometimes even rubber down. So it just really depends. Braden Schmidt dropped a $1 donation. Hey, Braden, thank you so much. We got 162 people tuned in. I figured a few guys will probably jump in here in a couple minutes because they thought 4:30 was the scheduled time. But just to kind of get back to what we were saying. So Arizona weather, going to be a little unpredictable. Going to throw a curveball into it, but a lot of people are expecting us to be there, so we're going to do everything in our power to be there. With we have new merchandise coming, we got all kinds of good stuff. So we're both looking forward to this experience.
Just another curveball in the story of our story about racing. So
for sure. So going to be leaving for Arizona tomorrow morning. Like you said, you guys are obviously tuned into the live chat and live stream here. I think the plan is to leave about 6 a.m. We're going to document the whole thing. That's a great thing about having Bennett here and having a few other guys. Like, we're just going to really be able to capture everything on the YouTube channel. We're going to try to do some live stuff. We're going to do a bunch of different things that's going to make it just interesting and better than previous trips. Because like last year, for example, when we went to ASCS Speed Week, I didn't have a lot of help. We had my family and whatnot, obviously, and I can hand them the camera. But Bennett and I, we're just like, we're content guys. So we kind of know what to get. Mm-hmm. And so obviously, like when I'm in the car, other people don't really know what to look for or whatever. Bennett always does a great job. I compliment him and a half. He's done a lot of my Red Bluff stuff lately, great shots and everything. So we're going to have some cool stuff coming, especially with like, Bennett was doing a little live thing before this. How about all the big names that are going to be in Arizona?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to have Aaron Reitzel, the current All-Stars World Champion.
Yeah.
We got Donnie Schatz.
Donnie's planning on being there. Tony Stewart.
Potentially Lance DeWeese.
Yes.
He makes a trip out.
I thought I saw somewhere that Bill Baylog might be there too.
He's a Hall of Famer.
IRA champion there. There's so many big names. You guys can go to the Wild Wings Shootout Facebook page. Check it out. They've been announcing everyone, anywhere from young kids, kind of like myself or younger, you could say, up until, veterans. So there's going to be a wide scale of cars, but also I think there's going to be a ton of cars there. So make sure you guys tune in. Oh, you got it pulled up?
Yeah, we got Sowald, who's kind of more of
another Northwest guy. So I won't be completely alone. We got one other Northwest guy coming. That's pretty exciting.
Tanner Carrick. He runs
some
with
California
the
guys.
Midget stuff, and then he'll be running. They don't have Neto's fast.
Yeah,
Neto's
so we're going to have some California guys there. We're going to have some Midwest guys there.
Our buddy Colby Copeland.
Copeland will be there. That'll be awesome. I'm already seeing some people in the live chat. Like I said, we're going to get to your questions here in a minute. We have Nick Petruzzi jumping in, one of our channel members. He said Justin Sanders will not be there. That's unfortunate. Yeah. We really like racing with Justin. We actually pitted next to him at Wairika, if you remember, Western Sprint Tour, night number 1.
Oh, yeah.
So unfortunately, Justin will not make it this time, but I'm pretty sure we'll get plenty of chances to race with him later this season. But like I said, Arizona is going to be a lot of fun. So practice night is Thursday, so we're going to head out, do a bunch of laps, especially obviously with my 0 410 experience. We're just going to take advantage of it, take it slow. Obviously, don't go out there and putt around, but go out there and just try to figure out how to drive it and, do everything and prepare ourselves for the next 3 nights ahead of us, as long as, like I said, weather and all that comes into play and doesn't hurt us too bad or anything. But just really try to take advantage of those laps. I think it'd be much different if I was just showing up and then going out there and racing. That would be a lot scarier, I would say. I think I'd figure it out, but it would be a lot scarier for sure.
Aren't hot laps at like 3-something, right?
Yeah, so that's also another nice thing. Hot laps are way earlier in the day. So if you're on the West Coast, hot laps are at 2:00 because we're 1 hour ahead there. Mm-hmm. And then hot laps are at 3:00, so that's perfect. And I'm not sure if there is. Maybe you guys let me know. There should be a link at the top of the live chat if you guys would like to purchase Flow Racing. I know Flow does a good job, provides great live coverage, so you can definitely check that out. If it's not there, I'll put it in the rewind, or you can go to one of my previous videos and definitely check out Flow Racing. They're going to be covering everything that we're doing, so we're stoked to just have them covering it. They do a great job. If you've noticed, they did Chili Bowl. They've done all these larger events, and it's crazy that the step up that they've done and really making the production for dirt track racing so professional.
And this is the cool thing with Flow. So when they did the Chili Bowl, and they've been doing this a couple other places, is they'll bring on like drivers like Clinton Boyles.
Yeah.
On when obviously his prelim night and when he's running the lower mains, he wasn't in the broadcasting booth, but the nights he wasn't, he came in and talked. And Clinton has a great insight of racing, and that's how Flow Racing brings in people that have a great insight to explain to the viewers that might not know the most about what could be happening. Because I don't know the most about a midget car. So when they start describing what failed and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's
you can
cool.
kind of start relating it to your style of racing, you know, especially a lot of us kart guys, for example. Kart guys, like if you don't run anything that's bigger than an outlaw kart, you kind of just do that because in our area of the country, outlaw karts are so big and there's not really like something after that that's a great step besides going like straight to a sprint car. So for example, you know, us kart guys, it's awesome to see that insight because, you know, we can just relate everything to our little outlaw kart races at the couple of tracks we run, and that's about it. So it's going to be cool to get down there. Like I said, a ton of big names are going to be in attendance. It's going to be great experience for myself. And that's solely what we're doing, to go down there, get some good experience. It's going to be a great chance to meet a bunch of you fans. Like I was surprised. I remember last year when I did ASCS Sprint Week, we had a lot of messages about certain tracks, 81 Speedway, Caney Valley, Lakeside, but it's crazy just now already what we've seen. And, you know, people have been commenting on your stuff, my Facebook, Twitter, like TikTok, everything. You guys have just been blowing it up. Good friend Hunter Brady said, buy yourself some Scotch-Brite and clean those dirty headers. Yeah, he was giving me a bad time. He called me 30 minutes ago after my new video. And I did clean the headers. It was just, anyway, we'll talk about that another time. But thank you, Hunter. I'll make sure to buy some Scotch-Brite.
Josh commented, he said Lance Deweese did leave. So I think that was up in there if we didn't know he was going to come. So he is coming.
Yeah, okay, so that's cool. Yeah, no, I know a lot of guys were. It's just obviously it's such a long ways to go if possible, precipitation and whatnot. Yeah. But so 3 nights of racing, that 4th night of practice, which is going to be super valuable. And I've never been to Arizona, so that's going to be like a huge learning curve figuring out that track. But I think we have a few tracks similar in size that I've been on. One of the local drivers told me that has been there, said it's kind of similar to Elma, Grace Harbor Raceway in the terms of size and like the wideness of the track. The only difference is Elma kind of flattens off when you get to the top of the track. So it's almost like they would be super identical if Elma just had the same banking in a way. But so that's a cool place to kind of compare it to, which is always interesting. But we're not going to really be able to tell until we get there. And, you know, like I said, I heard it has a lot of banking. It's fast, and it's just going to be an adventure.
I think it's going to be cool because I haven't raced. Well, I've gone on the infield for you at like Grove to like video, but this is a track where the whole crew can go on the infield. I think during the race.
I think the infield's just huge.
The infield is huge, and the pit lane is pretty cool. Mules and stuff lined up.
Absolutely. Dustin Punks, he made sure to drop a $5 donation. Dustin, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. We're going to get into a live chat now, and we're going to start reading some of your comments. We're about 12 minutes in. We're about 4 minutes after our scheduled time when we were kind of going to go live. But make sure to drop your guys' questions, and we're going to just answer all of them and try to get through as many as possible. Really cool to see how many people are on the live stream. I know last time, I think we only had about 150 last Sunday.
And I think we're shooting for 200 now.
Yeah, we're over 200. So we appreciate everyone tuning in and slapping a like on this. Like I said, drop your questions. If you have any specific to Arizona, we would love to answer that. But just in general, I love doing the Q&As. And I know I've got so many requests lately to do lives. And I'm like, man, I actually love doing live streams. They're super fun. Live streams are a blast. Like, I think it's cool how you kind of evolve. You know, I think in so many different things, you kind of figure out things you like. But especially for us lately, creating content and stuff, like we've really enjoyed doing the podcast already. We shot 2 episodes. I know only 2, but you can already kind of just tell how much fun it is kind of just doing it. Yeah. And then also we've been doing more live streams lately. So like I said, drop some questions in the chat. I'm going to pull it up.
Colton Swoop, I think it is. He said, I'm starting to race your favorite class, Hornet.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Let's go.
Let me know where you're going to race that at because I love the Hornet division. So
absolutely.
Those guys in the Midwest get after it in the Hornet. And some of the guys here I like Banks do too.
Well, and I also noticed there's obviously a fan base for 4 cylinders, whatever you want to call them. Because we were joking, Bennett and I was looking at his TikTok earlier. I was like, hey, you realize this one video you posted about Hornets, 100,000 views. Like it's crazy. The love for Hornets is not just us. Like, so anyway, let us know if you're a big 4-cylinder fan, and maybe if we can meet the right people that have a lot of them, we could all just do a giant race somewhere.
If you get me in your Hornet, we're not leaving without a trophy.
Absolutely. And I think another great thing to mention here before we answer some more questions, we talked about this in the last live stream, But if you guys want us to wear your merchandise, like right now, literally, like I got my Rico shirt on, Bennett has his Tanner Holmes shirt on.
And
but
under that, we got, see if it comes out, we got Steve Torrance back-to-back champion.
Heck yeah. So we're always into wearing like the racing merch. So if you guys have any merchandise of yourself and you want us to wear it, just literally send it to us. I'll make sure to put where to send it. But if you go look at some of my recent videos, you guys can literally just send it to us. We'll wear it in everything we do. We love wearing racing merchandise.
Absolutely.
So t-shirts, hats, koozies, whatever, we'll make sure to get that in there. Let's see. Hunter said, what's Carly's car going to look like? Well, Carly's car, I can't really tell you guys because that's kind of more up to her, but we are hoping to have a pretty cool scheme on the 22C this next year. One of the things you're going to hear us talk about in some of the coming episodes for our YouTube show podcast. And when we talk with Carly, we're like, man, we wish she would stay at the 18TC because we thought that was pretty cool, but
especially the tape job.
That's not up to us. So that's up to Carly. But like I said, keep sending in questions. Daily Dabber said, gonna race the 410 more than just Arizona. Yeah, definitely stay tuned. I don't have anything I can necessarily talk about right now because it's just everything is so up in the air. Like there's so many different things we possibly could do. Or also, as you guys know how crazy 2020 was, like we really just don't know. So, it's easy to say we're going to be at this track and this track and this track, but also, in 7 days that could all change. So I think we would like to run the 410 maybe 10 times this year, depending. We just have to see what schedules look like and what we can make happen. But we might have a chance to run more in the Midwest, but we might not. Like it just depends. So we're going to make it happen though. And I think there's a good chance you'll see us in the 410 more than just this Arizona trip. Yeah.
Statewide too is kind of a big factor into that. So like it kind of relates in a way, dwarf cars, well, like local tracks in California aren't necessarily releasing their schedule just because California is, struggling with COVID a little worse in a different state. Whereas like Nevada, they're starting to release all their stuff at their tracks. Oregon, couple races.
Cottage Grove's kind of been doing some teasers.
Well, they just released the dates of
Marvin Smith,
which is a pretty big race.
Yeah, that's the biggest sprint car 360 race in Oregon.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I know they're planning on running Gold Cup, and I think you wanted to race Gold Cup potentially.
Yeah, it's close to home.
Just depends what the state does in COVID and stuff like that.
A fan asked, I'm starting to drive 305s. Any tips? So I've never driven a 305, but obviously like our limited is probably about as close as it gets. So they're pretty similar. I would just say biggest thing is, take your time. Don't rush into it too much. Try to get, as many laps as possible. And maybe if you can rent a track and just get laps or show up to a test and tune. If you do just show up to a race, that's completely fine. Like I said, just get as many laps as possible. Biggest thing is having awareness on the track. I think as a new driver, like being aware about what's going on is huge. And trying to figure out, like, hey, what line should I run, or, what I should do on each lap. So especially if, you are a little off the pace, which is completely fine because, you're just starting, just be aware of cars around you and figure out the two biggest tips I was taught when I first got into sprint cars was figure out how wide you are, because you have to figure out, okay, man, this is the holes I can fit through. I can put my car here. I can put it there compared to like an outlaw cart. Obviously, outlaw carts are so small. And then also the closing rate, because you close in on cars so much faster in a sprint car than you do an outlaw cart or a lot of other cars on that matter. So I guess just get seat time. That helps the most. And I'm sure you'll progress very, very fast.
Someone else asked in here, I just had his name. I think it was, Braden asked, any tips for starting in an outlaw cart? And I think we both can touch on that. Outlaw cart, I think for an outlaw cart, you need to learn to keep it straight as possible because there's can get them sideways fast and that scrubs your speed and momentum. So keeping it straight, and the wheel, you don't have a lot of turn radius, so keep them straight.
That and kind of just a second thing off that is just not, sawing back and forth. As much as you need to keep the wheel straight, it's just like keeping the wheel straight and not turning too much, I guess, if that makes sense. A lot of drivers kind of make that mistake. And then also I think an important thing for karts is not to overdrive them, because actually, believe it or not, there's plenty of tracks where sometimes it's faster to go slower, especially Red Bluff, place, figuring out like your lifting points and all that. Also Cycland, for example, it gets super slick around the bottom. You actually have to putt around the bottom, not just, send it in there wide open like a lot of guys do and spin the tires. So it's just figuring out all that. But the biggest thing, as in anything new you get in, seat time for sure. A fan asked, we touched on it a second ago. I know there's a lot more people in here now asking about the car behind us. This is the car we're building for Carly. It is not brand new. It may look brand new because it has a fresh layer of powder coat on it. This is our 2015 KPC. that has been wrecked a couple times, and I ran it in our limited last year. We tore it down. This is the car Carly ran on her last race, or her only race of the season, where she led some laps. But that's Carly's car for the season. We have all the parts. You can't see it, but they're just here to my left.
Yep.
And so we're going to get that built after Arizona. That's really our last project. Like, we have a couple months off really after this. So it's crazy. We're doing all this work, but after that, we kind of have some kart racing and just wait for schedules and see what happens.
Jacob Home asks, and this is cool. I want to hear your advice on this. Do you get tired driving the sprint car versus outlaw kart?
I would say outlaw kart is more tiring because no power steering. You know, power steering is a huge thing. In the sprint car, only I think when it's rough and you get maybe like a long run and the track's, kind of more physically demanding. Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, I mean, outlaw karts are so tiring just because when it gets rough in an outlaw car, you guys got to think, no bars, no shocks, no nothing. You feel everything. So,
and plus with the outlaw car, I feel like, with a sprint car, sometimes watching your races, they kind of get spaced out a bit.
Yeah.
Outlaw karts, you're not really spaced out from anyone too much.
No, you're always right in someone's grill.
Yeah.
I think this is a great question we could both answer. What are our thoughts on this year's Chili Bowl? I think, I'm not going to lie. The Chili Bowl is awesome to watch. I don't have the greatest outlook because I did one of the pools. We both did pools and we didn't win any money. So I didn't pick the right guys this year, but cool to see Larson win 2 in a row. Obviously he's had a heck of a year. So, I mean, if you were betting against him or Bell, I don't know, but Bell and him put on a show. I think Bell might've won the race if he doesn't flip, if he didn't make that one mistake, but that's just laying it all out there on the line. It was exciting to watch.
I mean, I picked all the right guys, in my opinion. They just had bad luck. We got Buddy that biked up pretty bad. We had Timez didn't barely get any laps without breaking.
Did you have Thorson?
I had Thorson, who did really good.
Thorson did good. He just had an incident on his prelim that set him so far back.
Just like McDougal. McDougal is going to do awesome.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal run up to the I to the D main.
I to the D would have made it through.
Something like that, and then gets.
Yeah.
It's controversial. Controversial. That's all I'm saying.
One of our channel members, Ash Ridge, says, what town in AZ and track you racing at? So we're going to be at the Arizona Speedway. I believe it's right outside of Mesa, Arizona. I don't know all the cities or towns down there, but maybe you locals can correct me. But I'm pretty sure it's right there. It's not far from Phoenix, maybe 30 minutes, it looked like on the Google Maps. So let me know in the comments, but that's what it was looking like. So it's pretty cool.
Do you ever plan I don't know how to say the name. Kane, I think his name is, asked if you're ever going to race Amarillo, Texas.
I can't remember the name of the track down there, but we would like to get down to Texas. I think Texas has some ASCS stuff, so that's definitely potentially be in the future.
October, I'm hoping to get to Hard to Texas.
Yes.
I got told there was 1,000 to win at Dwarf Car Race in Hard to Texas, so
maybe a CBG there.
No, but that'd be cool to go try a new track for sure.
Absolutely. A lot of people have been asking this, so I was gonna asking about PA. We would love to get to PA for like a PA Speed Week or something like that. That's something maybe in the future. Obviously, we would love to do. There's just a lot of things that kind of have to go in place. I think this Arizona trip, we're kind of just taking it one step at a time, see how it goes, and then we'll figure out the rest of the details on places we could be potentially racing, but. The second I have the chance to get anywhere close to PA or on a PA track, whether that's in my car or someone else's equipment, count me in. I will be there. I'll have as much merchandise as I can fit in my suitcase because I know you guys are huge sprint car fans. Like, it's incredible what PA has compared to, what a state like Oregon has. I always joke that Oregon's a forgotten state. So,
So if we win Arizona, you're going to run full season with the All-Stars?
No. I'm just hoping to make the show in Arizona. That'd be cool. A lot of good cars going to be there.
Someone said we should meet Hut the Front.
Oh yeah, they were in our last live stream. I would love to do something with them. Maybe if we're ever down in the South, but do a seat swap or whatever, or something. Just even an iRacing collab. But maybe if we ever cross paths. Yeah, no, they're great people. Like I said in the last one. Major respect to them for contributing to the content game and making the sport of racing better. It's great. AJ Racing asked, any tips for a micro? I can't really give any tips for a micro just because I've never driven one.
Never driven a micro.
I would always just say seat time and be smooth.
I think those cars, like at least watching them at the shootout, you want to be as smooth as possible in a micro for sure. Straight and smooth.
Just like karts, any car setup's a big deal. You got to really have your setup dialed in to have the car do it at once. Cause some of those guys they're so fast and they have so much experience, they're going to be hard to beat for sure. Like I've been saying, keep sending in questions.
Will you ever go to Knoxville Fizzy Dirtcast?
Oh,
hopefully.
Yeah, we might be there this next year. I think we talked about it a little bit for sure. Maybe making a trip. Chris asked this. I think someone asked this in Bennett's live stream not long ago. Are we going to continue to do the yard cart predator stuff?
Oh, yeah.
So we want to put something back together just in case anything happens this year where we have off time. But once it dries out, we're going to start doing more videos on the backyard track. And I'm not sure what cart we're going to use, but we're going to build something.
Yeah, I got 2. I just need to finish up my second one. For everyone that's seen my YouTube channel, I've raced like an actual QRC cart frame with a
custom body though, right?
So yeah. But now I got I got another QRC frame that I'm going to make. So I'll have 2 yard carts, and I'm going to have to come up here and show Tanner how do you get them done.
Show me how to get around.
And you can guarantee my frames are bent.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they're faster if they're bent. Zach said, when are you coming to Australia? I need to get to Archer Field. And there's some huge names that make the trip down under. Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people do make the trip down under, which is always fun to see how they do. I know I'm currently talking to a few people down under and seeing if we can maybe make something happen to get the 18T, down into New Zealand or Australia sometime soon. But I would say there's a good possibility we'll be down there at the end of the 2021 season. So December 2021, January 2022. No promises. We're going to try to make it happen though.
Hey,
you never know.
Stars might align.
Yes. Nicholas Sawyer dropped a $5 donation. Nicholas, thank you. He said, do you think YouTube video helping you hunt the front with sponsors? So pretty much asking, do we feel the YouTube videos are helping with sponsorships
Social
and whatnot?
Media,
yeah. I won't lie to you guys. I'm decent with sponsors in the sense, but like if there's one weakness that I'm still trying to get better at, and I think it's just something it's really hard to be good at getting sponsors and connections and talking with people. So I just encourage you guys to keep doing, more and keep getting better at it. The more experience, the better for sure. I definitely think it does help us. And I think racing content and making content is the new thing, or is going to become the new thing. And I think if you're not really making content, you're not in, I don't want to say in trouble. I just saying, I think it's going to become more and more popular, and the space is going to kind of become more flooded, obviously. So definitely, if you guys are thinking about starting a YouTube channel or even posting videos to Facebook or Twitter or TikTok, like I would say go for it. Like it's fun. It's a good thing. It helps. It gives these companies something to look at and be like, I want to be a part of that. Or it's a great incentive, especially with where marketing is going nowadays. People aren't going to be doing so many commercials or this, like it's all on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, like that's where everything's at. So if you can hop on board with that, I would say
a big touch on that too. You don't necessarily need to start a YouTube channel or TikTok or whatever, but if you have like a race team page or a social media race team page, and someone reached out to me about this actually a couple of weeks ago, really try to work and be very active on that. That way your partner's going to see. When I say partner, I mean your sponsor. You're going to want to build a partnership with them. And the more active you are on there, the more advertisement they're getting. And that's very enticing to them. And that's just one way you can bring partners along board with you, is if you promote them greatly on your racing page or social media, whatever it is.
It's just such a more incentive to sponsor someone if they see that you're just that good. You want to be good on the track, but I think it's becoming more important to be good, behind the camera, talking, creating stuff. And especially with, racers, you don't have to be perfect. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people think I don't have the right equipment, or I don't have this, I don't have that. I mean, you can literally, like when I started, Ben and I, we just pulled out our cell phone and started, doing stuff. So that's kind of the way to go, I would say for sure. But, start creating stuff.
Something I noticed too is, so if you ever win a race or two, don't be the one word.
Yeah, don't be the one word answer,
guys. Don't be like, car was great. No, you got to have some enthusiasm throughout the sponsors.
And sometimes don't even wait for them to ask, just straight up like, hey, I want to thank, Next Gen. I want to thank Lafarge, and get right into that and make sure to definitely include them in all your interviews.
That really helps.
Absolutely. Mo's been typing this, one of our channel members. He said, World of Outlaws are coming to Bridgeport. Are you going? I don't know. That's about as far as a drive as any track in the United States, up in, I believe, the New York area, maybe PA, like right in that, the Northeast. Probably not, just because obviously, like I said, we're kind of just taking it one by one and we're figuring it out. But maybe in the future you'll see us up in that area.
Maybe it might be cool to go hit the World Outlaw show in Grace Harbor, Elma.
Yeah, we would like to maybe run the Outlaw West Coast swing when they come through. I think that would be a lot of fun and just a great chance to get laps. Especially Skagit's an awesome track. Grace Harbor is really good. It's bigger places, wide enough where, like I said, I can just do my own thing and figure it out for sure.
Brody Dolan asked, what's my TikTok? And are you going to race as a late model? My TikTok is just Bennett_Gooch.
Yeah.
And then, like Tanner said, I said, we'll race anything.
Anything you got. Anything you got. Michael Call dropped a $5 donation. Thank you, Michael. One of our Outlaw Kart guys at Red Bluff. He said, any iRacing deals planned soon? Would love to be a part of that. Yeah, I think we need to do something. I've been saying it. I just haven't put something together yet. And maybe there's something where if I could even just put a little bit of money on the line. I hate to have to charge an entry fee because I never want to just $30 for anyone to race. And then a lot of people can't do that. But it's also nice to have a little bit of money on the line, I guess, to make it serious or whatever. So we'll figure something out. And maybe with some of the new tracks iRacing's coming out with, it'd be cool to incorporate Cedar Lake, or I know Wheatland is going to be coming out soon. I don't know when, maybe at the end of this 13 weeks, but we'll try to make something happen for sure. But thank you for the $5 donation. And we're going to get on that after we get back from Arizona. Let's see. We also owe Jack Yun. Will you sponsor our race team JDR? We're doing iRacing dirt track. And I would love to at some point. At the moment right now, though, unfortunately, obviously, I do get a lot of sponsorship requests. But my all-time goal, I will say, I do want to get to the point where I don't know how, but I could sponsor teams, because obviously people have helped me throughout my career and I want to return the favor. So that's one of my ultimate goals with everything I do. If I can get to the point at some point in life where I can help the next generation of racers, 100% will. So obviously I'm sorry I can't do anything right now, but the goal is one day to be able to write the check for someone to go have fun,
Yeah. Caden Cook asks, and I've seen this in some of your other comments sections. Why do you wear a suit and helmet just to start a race car?
Oh, that's a good one. It's just a safety precaution. I would encourage, you don't have to, but I think you go on YouTube and type in, man, we just watched this video the other day. I'm not going to link it or whatever, but just look up this guy's a prime example. This dude started a sprint car, right? He had just put it together. They fired up, no suit, no belts, no helmet. Something broke or something wasn't tight with the steering boxer, right? He turned the wheel. Car went dead left. It drove into a tree. Oh. He flew and hit his head on the rock screen, concussion, whatever. It was bad. It's a graphic video. So that right there is a prime example. I think you can get away without the suit, but you just never know, especially if, there's an issue with any of the lines or something. The last thing you want is all this steel on you. So it's better to be safe than sorry. I don't wear my actual race shoes. I wear my Nikes, but that's about the only thing that I get risky with. So I would encourage everyone, if you're starting up a sprint car, some other cars are fine. Obviously, outlaw karts, we don't do any of it because it's just it's a different sitting situation. But sprint cars, I would recommend. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
Joanne asked, or she said, "Hi Tanner and Bennett. What's up, Joanne?" Brian said, "Hey Tanner, can I get your autograph at Arizona?" Absolutely. Stop by. We'll have hero cards. We don't have any updated hero cards because we're still working on getting some of those. But we'll have our updated T-shirts for the new car, which is super exciting to have. It's going to be blue. We're going to have some gray ones. We should have some black ones. We're going to have hoodies, and you'll be able to stop by. We'll have our new hats. So it's going to be a party over at our pit for sure. Definitely make sure stop by, and everyone is welcome.
Preston Satterfield asks, what are your thoughts on the Bristol dirt race coming up?
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be a great thing for dirt track racing. My only fear is I just hope everyone stays safe. I know it's such a high speed racetrack. A lot potentially could go wrong, I guess you could say, but. Just hopefully it's a great race and, it puts on an exciting show, and that's something we could do more in the future. Obviously, dirt has so much potential with the racing that they do. Oh, look who it is. My dad decided to stop by. He's just doing some work, getting ready to leave tomorrow. I know a lot of people love that in the live chat. But, Brody asked, how do you spell your TikTok? So it's just Bennett's name, Bennett_Gooch.
Yeah, they made me change it. It was Lee, so a lot of people might know it's Lee, but now it's Bennett_Gooch, same as Instagram.
Yeah, so make sure to go check it out. We've been creating stuff these last couple of days.
We've been going live quite often on there too. So that might be TikTok live might be a better opportunity than YouTube if we're on the road.
Yes, absolutely. AZ, Absolutely. We're going to be doing that probably tomorrow, and we'll do some stuff on the channel for sure. Someone asked Mo, one of our channel members, he said, do you have any tips for starting a racing YouTube channel? So what I would recommend, if you want to start one right now. Don't even think about it. Don't hesitate. Start one now and post your first video, even if it's just GoPro videos, like whatever you want to do, whether you're going to create a vlog, an edit, a GoPro video, a sit down video. Try it and don't worry about the results, because a lot of people think they're going to be whoever has 10 million subscribers or whatever. You can't really focus on the numbers, because one of the main things I think people forget is we're doing dirt track racing, and dirt track racing has a large fan base, but, it's not, maybe the fan base of people that want to watch daily vlogs of someone, going and buying coffee in the morning and going and getting in and out and doing groceries or something like that. That's such a bigger fan base. So don't worry about results. It takes time to grow things, and just stick with it as long as possible. And eventually I think it would turn into something. It just takes a lot of time. So
I got 400 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and a big shout out to the 4 people that comment on my videos.
Heck yeah.
And that's the thing is I'm just starting, but I like watching watching the reactions on there.
Absolutely. Dave said gas it up. Thank you so much, Dave. Joey said Arizona might get rained out. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Pretty disappointing. But we're hoping for the best, and we're hoping that maybe see if it changed at all. Obviously, we checked at the beginning of the live stream, and it was I think it was the first day was 40%, and then 40%, and then 20 or 30, all right between 20
and
about the same. Yeah. Cool. Well, like I said, keep someone said ever going to Fairbury. Yeah, that was one of the tracks on the list that we really wanted to get to this next year. And the biggest thing that we want to do if we do run in the Midwest is hit weekends where we can run 2 or 3 races minimum, maybe even 4-day shows. If there's a speed week where we can run 5 races, any chance we get to run the most and maximize, we're going to be doing that for sure.
Absolutely.
I think with all the new people, one quick plug I guess I was going to do, because I talked about it earlier. Don't forget, our new podcast drops tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. It's called Off the Track, and it's an awesome episode. We're going to do that full episode. We have a bunch of clips on our second channel, and it's just so much fun. I saw someone ask, what about Kokomo? Yeah, Kokomo, that'd be another place that would be fun. It's more of a midget non-wing track. Wing cars run good there, but I think, Kokomo racing there on iRacing, it'd be cool to like run some of these tracks, right, in iRacing, and then run them in real life and see, what the difference is and whatnot.
Yeah, I think Kokomo would be cool. Like we said, Port Royal someday would be an absolutely cool track to go to. Dave asked about Gold Cup. We mentioned that, we're just waiting on California to start releasing some of their stuff.
Yeah, because I have a bad feeling the West Coast might be not in a good spot this year.
Bad year again.
We'll have to see.
Jacob asked, have you ever caught fire? Tanner and I have both caught fire racing. Tanner it's to blame, my fault. He caught fire in my car.
Oh, wait, kind of remind me. The Sunrise.
So we're running the Sunrise 3-hour race, and I cheat my motors up.
Was that just when my arm got burned?
Okay, yeah. So I cheat my motors up, of course, and the exhaust caught his suit on fire, and then
it burned.
You got pretty bad burn, yeah. And then I was running a dash one night there, and I won the dash, and I literally had flames coming off my arm in the same spot because of the dang exhaust.
The exhaust was on you have your arm resting on the motor mount, right? And our race was so long that it was like, all right, we can't, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to pull into the pit lane and risk, losing the race. So I stayed out there for an extra 10 or 15 minutes. Sure enough, I come in and I got a burn and a half. It was 2nd-degree burns, but
hey, it earned you another $20.
Yeah. We won the race. So that was a lot of fun. Let's see.
But thankfully, no serious burns or anything.
No, that could have been much worse. Mason asked, what's the date of Arizona race and what's it called? It's called the Wild Wing Shootout. It starts Thursday's practice and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So what's at the 20? Let me check right here. Today's the 19th. So it's the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th are the race dates. And then the practice is on the 21st. Yeah. So definitely tune in on Flow Racing. They're going to have great coverage of the whole event. So it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. We got another question here. Are you going to, do you like drag racing? He doesn't have a name, but do you like drag racing?
I've watched it a little bit, and it's something I would love to try because I just think it's so fascinating to see some other forms of racing. Just all these guys, they strap in for 4 seconds, 4 seconds of adrenaline,
oh yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy to think. It is.
I've been down to Sonoma a couple times to watch NHRA. I love NHRA. I think it's super cool. My favorite part isn't necessarily the racing, but the way the teams rebuild a whole motor within a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
As fast as they do.
No, it is. Cool. It is crazy to see some of the other forms of racing. One of the ones we've been watching is how about New Zealand super stocks? If there's any New Zealand guys, I thought we saw a few guys earlier in the chat. New Zealand super stocks. It's fascinating to me to see these guys that literally it's full contact racing. They just run into each other. They don't care. It's part of the sport. So it's really, really cool to, see all that for sure. Cowboys MTB asked, are you going to Ocean Speedway this year? Ocean's on the bucket list. One of our channel members was in here earlier, Nick. He loves Ocean. He's been trying to get us down there. So at some point this year, we will try to get to the Ocean Speedway for one of their bigger events. I know they have the Howard Karting, and they have a few of the other races also as well. Krebs Family Racing said, when will the full scheme be revealed? That's up on the YouTube channel right now. So you can go check it out. It's up. You can go see the full video and, see it for sure. So Jacob asked favorite micro driver. I think we can both agree. Favorite micro driver is who just won the 2 drillers? I'm blanking on his name. Brian Carver.
Yeah. Carver. I don't know much, and I really kind of only found out about him because of the KKM thing when he won that and turned it down, and I was like, that's pretty noble right there.
Yeah.
Turn down, take the money.
$15,000.
He still gets a midget ride and then wins. I think he won 1 or 2 drillers.
Yeah, 2 drillers this year. Yep. The first 2 of his career.
Not terrible.
Incredible.
And the midget is either. He did pretty good.
Yeah, he did good with KKM, and definitely a big Brian Carver fan after watching that. Like, just crazy to see a micro guy with no midget experience be able to hop in and run really, really good. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna get a few more questions here.
Any tips to drive a dwarf car? Nolan asks.
That's on you.
Nolan, I'll meet you at the track and we're going to figure it out together because I ain't never drove one before. I've just watched them race. So I'm ready to get in there and just stomp the loud pedal at least.
Yeah, Bennett's going to just, send it and figure it out, I think dwarf car, like I said, what's going to be interesting, we got to try to do a seat swap. So he can run the dwarf car, or you can run the sprint car, I can run the dwarf car. Yeah. And I think that would be super, that'd be super fun to see. Because we obviously watch the dwarf cars, and those guys, they drive them really hard. Like Grace Harbor, wide open into the corner through the ruts. They don't care. Yeah. It's
I'm super excited to bring a light to dwarf car racing because there's a great community of dwarf car racers. So like I feel like Hunt Front's got the late model stuff. Yeah. You got the sprint car stuff, and now I can bring in the dwarf cars, and hopefully we can get a good fan base.
It's also such a large form of racing. There's so many dwarf cars. Like people don't really realize, especially up here in the Northwest. Like there's a bunch of clubs. There's big races. For Speed Week, I think there was more dwarf cars on a nightly basis that followed Speed Week. For a sprint car Speed Week, that was the sprint cars are the main class. Yeah. Dwarf cars are the supporting class, and there was more dwarf cars than sprint cars. Like it's crazy.
127 dwarf cars at the last national race. So that's a lot.
One of our local guys in here, Josh, said any Roseburg asphalt. The Roseburg track has an asphalt track right next door in the future.
We talked about this.
This is actually so funny that you brought this up, Josh. Thank you. We talked about maybe we know a guy that has some cars. We might try to rent just for a video and obviously fun. Rent videos and run the Roseburg asphalt track this coming summer.
Yeah, it's the cars are. I think they're like, I don't know. They kind of look like a dirt late model in a sense. They have those pointed front ends, but I think they're 4 cylinders. And the best part about those is, so me and Tanner do not hold back on inside line on Dover. So if this is anything like inside line, I'm going for the win.
Heck yeah. And we might have to, lift the rear tires off the ground on the last lap or something.
Some damage fees after.
So Aiden Green said, I thought you were going to do the podcast to your parents' work. Okay. So everybody watching, this is not our podcast. This is just us doing a live before Arizona, try to bring you guys another piece of content, a chance to ask questions, get some more details on the situation. This is not our podcast. Our podcast drops tomorrow, 55-minute episode, full details on tons of different things. We cover so many different topics. It's hard to just name a few. And that's one of the funny things we talked about. We do these podcasts and then you forget what you even talked about because you cover so much.
And the cool thing is too, is like, we've watched it back twice just to proof it and everything. And I catch myself talking about something new each time. I'm like, hey, that's a good point.
Don't even remember that you brought that up for sure. Tom Earl said, have you seen Tom Harris race in the UK? I have seen Tom Harris race, ran a KKM midget, I think last year at the Chili Bowl. And it's crazy to see some of these guys that are out of country, you could say, rip in the best equipment and put on a show for us Americans and show that there is talent, in some of these other countries that race on a weekly basis.
Jacob Diaz asked me, am I going to run Susanville? I would like to run Susanville, actually. I've seen their facility. It looks like a pretty cool track. Have you?
I don't think they do either, but they have some big modified shows. And some of the guys from up north here go down to that race. And it's a huge deal.
I do intend to go there.
Blaine said, why blue this year? Biggest thing is it lined up, like all of our sponsor colors were blue. And so we're like, okay, we're just going to do blue because see what I'm saying? Like, if you have people that really want to be on the car and are helping you out, you obviously, you do what they want and blue is their logo. So obviously you don't want to change their logo. And blue is a phenomenal color, made it better for changing some stuff up on our t-shirts and our hats. And we're able just to have, a little bit of a different look going into 2021. Devin Robbins said, Tanner, can you can your name be on my street stock? It's for one. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be pretty cool to get our name on your street stock. Oh, yeah. That'd be something that would be dope. AJ Gamer said, any Ohio tracks in the near future? We talked about running or, tracks that would just be really fun to run. Eldora comes to mind. Ohio Speed Week has so many different tracks. That was one of the big series we followed last year, just watching on Flow. And so many different tracks and so much good local competition that go up against the All-Stars and, can really put on a show. So want to get to Ohio in 2021, possibly. That's a long ways from home, though.
Do I drink a lot of milk or do you? Yeah, absolutely. I'm sponsored by Nesquik. Chocolate or strawberry, I got it all.
Yeah, I drink Nesquik, and then I'm more of just like a big cereal guy. I don't really drink milk straight out of the carton, but cereal like every single morning. That's my favorite. Heck, right just for now, because I'm a big cereal in the comments down below. Yeah, big Captain Crunch guy. I mean, can't get much better.
I'm pretty close. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is really good, but no, Nesquik is the way to go.
Heck yeah, no, absolutely. Hayden said, did you buy that pit meal? Yeah, I covered that in today's video. We did get a meal that's going to be a great addition to our team. We're grateful to have it, and it's going to be down in AZ with us, and we might put an 18T sticker on it eventually, but we're not going to fully wrap it. So for anybody wondering, we're not going to wrap the meal at least this year, but we might potentially put a sticker on it at some point. So it'd be kind of cool.
Yep.
Amanda asked, do you think you're going to Missouri again? I think this next year we're going to run the Hocket. I mean, we kind of struggled a little bit at last year's Hocket, but it's one of those events, like, you have to be there. Like, once you go there once, you're like, I got to be here every single year. It's such a great facility event. It's run well. And we had potential, some of the nights. One of the nights we made the show out of, 77 cars, and we placed 20th in the A. We didn't run great in the A, but we at least made it. So there's a lot of potential to become better and better, and we want to race where the competition's at.
Someone asked, would you potentially change your setup based on if it rains during a race? Do sprint cars race during
I don't think
light
they,
rain at all?
No, I know there's some sprint car guys, I think up in Alaska, they race in the snow. So I don't know what they do for setup there, but they got a wing in the trunk in the snow.
We might run in the rain.
Brent Butler said, Tim Nash has modified racing covered with the old number 7 garage. Yeah, okay, so I've not seen a lot of his videos, but he does pop up in my thing, and I tune in every once in a while. I need to follow his stuff, though, because it's cool to watch other content creators in racing. But old number 7 garage, modified YouTuber, posts a ton. So it's cool to see all those guys for sure. Caleb Montgomery said, big fan. Thank you so much, Caleb. Jack dropped a $99 or a $1 donation. Thank you so much, Jack. Jeremy, how about short track nationals in Little Rock? There's a chance we might be there. I-30, funny topic. I-30 was an awesome track, great facility, great people, but one of the most challenging places. Hammer Hill is not one you just show up and run good. Sometimes it takes laps, or that style of racing, I guess you could say. So it's tough. Those little bull rings will get you.
Do you plan to going back to Lucas Speedway again?
Yeah, for sure. I think their race is at the end of September. So see us there at the end of September. We will definitely make the trip. Brian said, how long till we'll get to Arizona? So we leave tomorrow, and then all the vlogs will kind of be out a couple days after. That's the only unfortunate thing. It's really hard to edit and get it all done and put the right amount of time and effort that is needed into a YouTube video right then and there. So we'll probably edit, on my way home, and then all of next week, the Arizona vlogs will come out. But we are going to have content that'll be dropping during the days where there are live streams, stories, Facebook posts,
our podcast drops tomorrow.
Podcast will drop tomorrow. We're going to be doing a lot. We're going to use really take advantage of TikTok, because it's easy to create like quick videos of just what's going on. So follow us on there for sure.
That's going to be a 16-hour drive for us. That's long.
We're going to be playing a lot of video games on our long drive. Let's see. Like I said, keep sending in questions. We're going to go live for a little bit longer, but it's always fun to tune in with what you guys are up to. I know many people enjoyed the video from today, and we're just getting closer and closer to a very exciting thing coming up with the 410. So it's gonna be a blast. Connor said, when are you going to Talladega? I've never been to Talladega. I've only been to, how many NASCAR tracks you've been to? Because I've been to Charlotte, Las Vegas, and Sonoma. So 3. I would like to actually get to more because it's really cool. But
yeah, I think I've been to 3 too. I've been to Vegas. I haven't been to I haven't watched the cars race in Vegas, but I've been to Vegas multiple times. Sonoma, I've watched Sonoma and Fontana. And I'm grateful I got to see Fontana before they go to a short track.
Yeah, because I wish I would have been able to get to Fontana. That place looked really cool. It's one of our favorite places to run on the Xbox game we play. And then even iRacing, it was fun to turn some laps there.
It's just so diverse, bottom, middle to top.
Yeah, you can run so many different lines for sure. Wisco Boys, can you show all the car, hood included? Yeah, in my next video, I guess I'll do a better job because I guess, I didn't think about that. The hood was not on when we fired the engine. And the car behind us, for everyone new tuning in, this is Carly's car. So we're going to definitely be putting this together. And that's going to make for a great video because we've talked a little bit lately about how Carly's so hands-on. And I guarantee she'll be right in the shop, obviously putting this thing together with us. So, and definitely in one of the next Q&A lives, I saw a few people drop in the chat as well. We got to get Carly on a Q&A live and ask her some questions.
What's your... Let's see where it says. Colby asks, what's your absolute favorite?
I think it's hard to go wrong with Red Bluff. We love Red Bluff so much. It's one of those places, like when you pull into the building, you're at Red Bluff. And that place is just hard to beat. But there's plenty of other good tracks, Cottage Grove, Skagit, just a lot of our local places. Once we start branching out more, I'm sure we'll find a gem. You in the Dwarf car, me in the Sprint, whatever. We'll find places we just absolutely love to race. 81 Speedway is a place that comes to mind. But I think, you just kind of figure out these places you enjoy running at and you try to run there more and more because obviously you have good luck or whatever.
Yep.
So it always is fun when you get to go to places you're familiar with. Dylan said, why did you change the number font? I believe the number font. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So we went back to my old number font. So if you actually look at some of my previous cars, the 18T is now the same as it used to be. Just that one year we had an off number font, which, I mean, it all depends, I guess, personal preference. I like the old one that we now have again, just because it's the classic one. But I believe it's the same font they use on Kyle's 18, Kyle Busch's NASCAR. I think that's where we got it from. But Gregory said, best of luck doing the 410. Someone said you should come to Humboldt. Yeah, Humboldt's a track that I believe had some 360 racing this last year. So maybe if we're in the Midwest, we'll try to make a trip there. Jacob said, what color is Carly's sprint car going to be? We can't give any details on that. I can't release just yet. But
kind of for her to release. I mean, she's taking control of her racing program pretty well now, especially partnering with Ed Boyd and stuff for this.
Yeah, Carly has a bunch of people, backing her and helping her out. So I try to obviously, help her and bring her on the vlog because it's so cool to have Carly, on the channel and be a person in the videos. You guys obviously love to see her, but at the same time, it's one of those things as well. Like when Carly's ready to release stuff, that's when I got the green light. I'm not like, hey, let's release this or talk about this. That's her own racing program, and she's gonna, have a lot of fun doing everything in 2021.
And she talks a lot more about the sprint car side of things and whatnot in the second vlog or podcast. And she's our first guest, so
it's a good chance for us to kind of test the ropes and see, how to do everything with a guest, and then. Now we're kind of looking ahead at trying to get, guests possibly in studio, but also get some through Zoom calls because that's what's so cool about the technology we have nowadays. We can have someone Zoom in just like we're live right now and, be able to bring them in and then have them on the show, via that. So it's always really cool to have people. Aiden said, is Carly coming to Arizona? Carly will be in Arizona.
Yep.
So stop by the trailer. You can meet her. You can meet myself, Bennett. All of us will be there. You can meet the rest of the family. We'll have a pretty large crew.
Yeah, then one of the cool things, like you just mentioned, is meeting everyone. And Carly for sure is, you'll see Carly working on the
She's a character.
Car. Yep. Why do you guys like the compact class? And I think that's asked by Chase.
We just like it because it's cool because it's kind of like
momentum racing. And the thing is, it's like it's a bunch, and this is my favorite thing about racing. There's, when you get into sprint cars and like 410s and stuff, it gets into the big money type of things.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys that are running like maybe the compacts or the Hornets or something, they don't have the biggest budget, but they just love racing so much that they get out there and they put on a show. Like that just goes to prove you don't need the most amount of money to have, so much fun doing that. So that's why I like it.
Absolutely. I think there's so many different reasons we enjoy watching them, but they just put on such a show. Like you said, it's just guys out there having fun. They just want to go race. And typically that puts on just as much of a show as some of the bigger classes.
Yeah.
And also because it is more affordable, the classes are sometimes larger. So it's just really, really cool to see all that. Heather said, I'm a kid. I'm going to race a micro. That's awesome to hear. Parker said, do you think you'll come to Indiana and race at all? Indiana has a lot of non-wing stuff. That's the only thing. There's not as much wing racing, but we'll try to make something happen where we get to, the state of Indiana this year. But it would be so cool. We talked about, we want to do a tour. It'd be fun to do like our own tour if we could make it happen in the coming years. One specific where we could hit, pretty much most of the states for dirt track racing, like, Washington, Oregon, make a trip to Idaho, Montana, and then start working your way over to the Dakotas, Minnesota, Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, and just kind of do your own, like a true outlaw schedule in a way.
Would you rip Silver Crown stuff?
Oh man, that's on the bucket list. Like,
I'd be a spotter for that.
Silver Crown looks so much fun. That's something that I've always wanted to try. Big Cody Swanson fan. Love watching those guys. I don't know how you could not be a fan of Silver Crown cars. They look so exciting.
Those big mile tracks are huge.
Yeah, they get up to such high speeds, and the car control you need and how they race just looks second to none. Max said, would you ever come to Australia's biggest race, the Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic? I think that's like, as far as bucket list races, that's the big one, just because there's so much hype around that. That's almost like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's almost like your guys' Knoxville Nationals, or it's like your guys' biggest event. So that's one that I know a bunch of Americans travel over there for. So if we get the chance, we are definitely going to try to get over to the Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic and just, keep kind of trying to make connections to, maybe possibly find a ride or someone that has a car. But like I said earlier in the live stream, there's a good chance we're going to be heading down under this next year. So that's going to just be so exciting.
Well, does Willamette have any 410 stuff on schedule this year?
So originally they usually have outlaw shows. They have an outlaw show there, but this year they don't. So I don't know what happened. I don't even know if Willamette's running. Unfortunately, you never want to see a track go under, but
that's a nice facility.
It's the nicest facility in Oregon, I would probably say. Unfortunately, we don't have, we have a lot of great tracks, but it's just, it's different. So Willamette's very, very nice, but I'm not really sure what their year is going to look like. So, Wisco Boys, thank you for the $5 donation. He said, can you put my grandpa's sticker on the car? He passed away. Yeah, send it to us. Maybe you could put it on the dash or something. I mean, send it to us and we'll try to maybe find a spot for it. We appreciate that. It's always cool. I know I had a couple guys last year give me some stickers that I could put on certain parts of the car. Christy said, what's up? Hey, Christy. Alexis said, favorite World of Outlaws driver. Well,
I don't know. So World Outlaws, I think I'm going to have to go with probably the big cat, Brad Sweet.
Yeah. Maybe talk about because there's favorite all-star driver. Your favorite sprint
Corey
car guy.
Eliason, you got to
Then it's a big it's a big Corey Eliason fan. I got him a Corey Eliason shirt for Christmas.
Yeah. That's the thing. Corey, in the last live stream, I didn't know his exact plans, and I think I mentioned he might not been going back to routine racing. But now he is, and I saw his new car, and it's like this purple, sparkly blue type thing.
It's cool.
So cool. Such a sick car.
Yeah.
And it's going to win the championship this year.
It's going to be awesome to see him compete on the All-Star Tour, and Rudine stuff's obviously super nice, and that's just a great combo. They've been super successful the last couple of years.
Tough luck in the Chili Bowl, though.
Yeah, that's just part of it. It's hard. You notice a lot of these wing guys try to go run Chili Bowl, and with the experience of not running the midget much, it makes it tough. It really does. Let's see. Hunter said, did you all see the guy that ran the Chili Bowl? He never ran and didn't know what the Chili Bowl was until 2 weeks prior. Okay, this is a great topic.
So you know more about this than I do.
Yeah, so I'm good friends with Chase Rodman. Chase Rodman was the guy who kind of brought light to the situation. He tweeted and he talked about, his name was Anthony Esberg, maybe. Yeah. Didn't know anything about dirt track racing. Shows up to the Chili Bowl. 1 lap into the heat race because he pulled a certain pill that lined him up front row outside. He spins out in front of half the field, takes them all out, wipes out half the field. Yeah. They wreck. And then next lap, ball parks it, flips higher than you've ever seen before, almost hit the Tulsa Expo Center ceiling, I think. And
that's ridiculous. How did he find out about?
I don't know. I never got to that. He just somehow someone told him or something. But he's actually, I think, from the Northwest. Like he ran some Focus midgets or I don't know. There's some backstory to it. But that was absolutely crazy. And, that's just a typical Chili Bowl story. So we always enjoy hearing those.
Jacob asked, are you ever going to go back to Millbridge?
Oh, yeah. Millbridge is a fun track. I always struggled there. But if they do some more kart stuff, I would like to get on board and get back to Millbridge. I said in my vlog earlier today, so many Millbridge fans. Like, it's crazy how racing really is back there. It's really cool to see.
I think Millbridge and a micro would be super fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's always great highlights. Speed Lab always puts some good highlights out from there. Adam Reynolds dropped a $2 donation or $3. Thank you so much. He said, is your dream to race the World of Outlaws? I think that would be fun. I think everyone would agree. Being on the Outlaw Tour would be something that would be a dream. I think our ultimate goal is actually to not necessarily race with the series, but like kind of own our own stuff and just go race wherever. Like it'd be fun to go run different cars each weekend and really just create something that, not a lot of people have really done before, to where you don't really have to commit to a series. And, racing can be more of a fun thing. You still want to win races, don't get me wrong, but it's something that's, it's just a different way of doing it. So maybe one of these days, but being on the Outlaw Tour would be something I think in my lifetime I would love to try. You see how crazy it is. And those guys, like it's a different type of mental, a different mental level you have to be on, and physical. And those guys are just, they're simply the best in the world. It's crazy.
I mean, the little speed weeks we go on throughout the state of Oregon.
We're tired after 6 days.
Washington. Yeah. You're like, how in the heck do you do this for a full year? And then not going to say it's not fun. It's a blast. Absolute blast. You're just
back to back to back is just something
so crazy.
Especially if you're going at it for weeks at a time. Wisco Boy said, can you add the podcast to Spotify or something else? Yeah. So we're working on that right now. I think it'll be on Spotify within the next couple of days. The biggest thing, it's hard to get like approved for these. You have to get approved. They have to listen to your shows, a few things like that. So expect it to be on Spotify soon, though. Probably by the second episode, we'll have it all lined out. So maybe this first one, you'll just have to watch the YouTube version, which I actually really encourage, because the YouTube version's fun to have the visual. You guys can see us, but I totally understand if you just like listening to audio. But so we're going to have it on Spotify and Apple Podcast as soon as possible. And I'll keep everyone updated. Like I said, we're just in the process of being approved for those. Yeah. And Off the Track will be on them for sure soon.
Chase Wilson asks, I think he said here, he has a compact for us to drive. So touching on that, that's awesome if you do.
Yeah.
I'll race it. So will he. But if you guys have any opportunities or anything, hey, message us.
Absolutely.
DM us and give us
that. And just we can bring our own seat too if we have to, because the other offer we got to run a 4-cylinder, the seat was a 3X or something crazy. It was way too big. We could have both sat in it. So if you have to bring our own seat, we definitely will.
Yep.
Gregory said, what is the date for Arizona? We touched on that earlier. We leave tomorrow. Practice is Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the race. This is a good topic. Someone said, did you see Jack Haudenschild is running a limited schedule for Rico Abreu? I did. And that's so cool to see Jack run with Rico. Obviously, they've ran together at Trophy Cup before, had some success at Tulare. They both, I feel like, just have similar driving styles, which is so cool. And Rico, I think, is going to have a very successful season. He's up on the wheel. He won his prelim night there at the Chili Bowl, and bright things ahead for him. Especially, it was cool, his new partnership with Rowdy Energy. They've done some good and unique stuff there. And like I said, he has definitely a bright future, no matter what team he ends up driving for this next year.
So let's say at the same time, Jacob asked, would you race on asphalt? Would you race in NASCAR?
Oh yeah. I think, the steps on the way up, then the first series you kind of run like K&N or ARCA or whatever, or super late models. And I actually think a super late model would be the most fun to try, because I always hear how, touchy the cars are, and watching the Snowball Derby or some of the other series like that. Like, I think that would be so unique to try out. It'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, Gregory said, I hope you do well. Thank you so much. Brian said, what time does the live start for Arizona? The live starts on, I think, 3 p.m. In the time zone Arizona's in, or where we'll be in, which is not West Coast. It's the next one. So that's probably Mountain Time. I believe Flow goes live at 3, but if you go to their website, all the details will be on there. Oh, 3:30. Okay,
we got Flow right here.
Checking it out.
3:30, January 22nd.
Absolutely. So yeah, you guys can go straight to the live there. They'll be live. They'll have tons of cool content playing throughout the day. Logan said, do you have a favorite New Zealand or Australian driver? And I think the one guy that we've been watching lately, Jock Goodyear, I believe he races in Eastern Australia. So I've been following him a little bit. Robbie Farr is another one. It was cool to see Brock Zierfoss go over there. He won Western Australia Speed Week. And it's just so cool to see all the drivers. But I don't have one necessarily in particular. I think we both can agree we like Michael Pickens. Seeing him dominate. That's a New Zealand guy.
Name, yeah.
Wisco Boys dropped another $2 donation. He said to say beans. Okay, thank you for the donation. I guess I gotta say it. You sent the dono. Thanks, man. Connor said, when are you coming to Albuquerque? Connor, send us what tracks in Albuquerque. Is that where the Canadian Gold Cup is? That's a race we've talked about trying to go to. It's literally so far north. Like you have to have your passport to be able to go through the border, which makes it tougher. But the Canadian Gold Cup is a race that a lot of Northwest guys go to because it pays good. It's an awesome track. A lot of people can compare it to like a Tulare, but in Canada, like it's crazy. So we would love to get up there. Travis says, come race New Zealand Central Motor Speedway in Cromwell. Travis, that's awesome. We want to get there. Like I said, we're talking to a few people about going down under this next year, and Cromwell would be one of the tracks we're at. So I think some of the tracks that we talked about, maybe potentially running Cromwell, we have possibly Western Springs, Bay Park. We also would potentially try to go to Beachlands Motor Speedway, I believe it's called. And there's like a whole list, but you guys have some pretty phenomenal tracks over there.
If you have a super stock, right?
Yeah.
If you have a super stock, I'll race it too.
Yeah, super stocks look like a blast. Adam Reynolds dropped another $3 donation. Adam, thank you, man. Jacob77 said, will you race modifieds or late models on dirt? I would love to get in a late model just because, one, they have such a big fan base. Like, I feel like the opportunity to get in front of those new people would be awesome. But I think it would just, it would be so cool to get behind the wheel of a late model and see how they drive. You know, you can tell, like, for example, our fellow Kyle Larson, outlaw car kid, you know, obviously so much success, gets in a late model and wins one of his first races second race out. And the first night even ran really good. So it's just super, super cool. And I think it would be awesome to get behind the wheel of a late model. Caleb Montgomery dropped a $2 donation. Thank you, Caleb. Matt said, what state are y'all from? We're from Oregon. So I'm assuming, Matt, you're maybe a new subscriber or a new follower. Maybe you're just tuning into the live stream. Thank you. Yeah, we're from Southern Oregon. We're outlaw kart and sprint car guys, and we just love dirt track racing. That's really the bottom line.
I'm right 2 hours south.
Bennett's from Northern California.
Yeah, so we're real close.
We're all from the Red Bluff. You know, we all run Red Bluff, and that's where we met. And you know, we've just been doing the racing deal ever since. So we appreciate everyone tuning in to this late night live stream. If you have some more questions, definitely drop them. We're going to end it here in just a little bit. But we always love going live.
Caden's asking, do you prefer a 4-stroke or a 500 2-stroke? And you've had the opportunity to run both.
Yeah.
So you would know.
Yeah, both of them are, they're both unique in a way. You know, some are good for certain situations. I would say, for example, our 4-stroke, insane straightaway speed and insane in the slick, great traction. But for the most part, I feel like a 500 is better for some situations. A place like Cycling, a 4-stroke would kill any 2-stroke, in my opinion. A really good 4-stroke on certain track conditions, but Red Bluff or Roseburg, I think a 2-stroke is better. So the shorter tracks, believe it or not, I think the 500, you can keep them wound up. It's a great option, but the bigger tracks, maybe a place like Millbridge as well, the 4-stroke, how quickly it gets back into it and gets that torque and gets that speed. It's hard to beat.
You've had one opportunity to run your 4-stroke at Red Bluff, right?
I did some laps in it, and it was weird. The hardest thing is like the 4-stroke, you have to lift too much almost with how the weight is on the right side, and then also just it's weird. Like the 2-stroke, you can get back into it so quick, and it keeps the tires spinning. The 4-stroke, it's like you have to wait too long. You have to drive it weird. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing that. You know, it's something different. I think though, the right person that had the right 4-stroke, you know, a good driver could make it work. It just takes a lot of time to figure out, you know, in Red Bluff, you don't have a lot of time to figure things out.
It's just a whole new experience.
Absolutely. So Spark Racing said, does iRacing use, how many gigabytes? I don't know. iRacing's a pretty big file. I would have to look into that. I never even looked how big the file size iRacing is.
I ran iRacing on my Lenovo laptop like a couple years ago, like on a trip or something. And it lagged so bad, but hey, it ran.
You need a decent PC to run iRacing for sure. Luke said, do you have a job besides YouTube? No, YouTube is now actually like my full-time thing. I just actually stopped going to my college classes. So this is pretty much it, guys. If you see me working at McDonald's in 3 years, you know what happened. But no, I mean, that's pretty much, fortunate enough, I'm at an age, I'm still 17. So I got some time to figure things out, but the biggest thing is just trying to make YouTube my thing. I mean, I love creating content, and any way I got to do to kind of make it, or, I don't want to say money to survive, because like I said, I'm 17 years old, but you get what I'm saying. Just keep trying to build this, and I have so much fun doing it. So it's more about the fun in the process of it than any of the money will ever be.
We have a question here. Dakota says, do you ever plan on making a race out at Eldora someday?
Oh, yeah. One of the races I think, which would be awesome to touch on, talking about NASCAR earlier, that I kind of miss. You maybe remember this. Remember what all the NASCAR guys did? And I would love to see it come back at Eldora. It was called the Prelude to the Dream.
Yeah.
And it was a late model race at Eldora where the NASCAR guys hopped in late models and went and ran. It was so cool. And I think it'd be awesome to see that happen again.
You know when that stopped?
I think it was 2011, possibly. It was somewhere in there for sure. But have a couple more questions coming in. Michael said, Tanner, been watching you for a long time. Love what you do. Good luck this year. Michael, thank you so much. We appreciate that. We're going to definitely continue doing that. Logan said, are you still part of the Race Fit program? Yeah, so I still do Race Fit a good amount of the time. It's a little bit tougher. As many of you guys know, I talked about this in my goals video. It's a little tougher to have the motivation to work out with everything that's been going on, just because of like it, you know, when you can't go to the gym and I guess get in that mindset and whatnot, it's a little tougher, but still try to do Race Fit as much as possible and work out and exercise. One of my favorite things lately is just going on long runs, like run as far as you can and come back. So that's great for, you know, good endurance and whatnot. Let's see. Someone said, I love the channel. Keep up the great work. Can't wait to meet you someday. Thank you so much. That was SGD Cranks 90s. Cade Lewis Racing said, are you going to get in a midget? Maybe next year at the Chili Bowl. We would love to make that happen. I think, you know, we talked about earlier, the Chili Bowl is on the bucket list for 2022. So
the Chili Bowl and the shootout.
Yes. If you could do it back to back to back, because the Tulsa race will give you a good chance. You know, if you get in a non-wing micro, even though it's not a midget, it's seat time at that place. You know, I think half the battle is being in that building. You know, it's kind of like Red Bluff. Like you have to have mental toughness. It's crazy. So Frontliner said, do you know what a mini wedge is? A couple videos ago when I did reacting to my fans' worst crashes, I learned what a mini wedge is. So now I know, but talk about a unique style of racing. It's pretty cool and something I would love to get involved with at some point for sure.
Brian Schmidt asked, what time are we leaving tomorrow morning?
6 a.m. I think.
6 a.m. So we're probably being up around 5-ish.
Yeah, we're going to be up bright and early, and we're going to start, you know, we'll do a travel vlog probably the whole way there. It'll be kind of nice because since we're going down south through California, like we mentioned earlier, this is, I guess, new stuff we haven't really seen. I've never really been farther past like Central California driving wise. I've flown down there before, but you know, so we'll see some cool things to be able to share with you guys.
Be prepared. It's all agriculture and fields.
Yes, there's not much. There's a lot of farming and whatnot.
Yeah, I'll be videoing too. I'll have some videos coming out.
Yeah, we're gonna
for like a secondary view on the whole trip.
Absolutely, we're just gonna be doing a bunch of different things and you know, really taking advantage of the trip. And you know, especially after the year that we had where we didn't get to do as much. You know, we still had a lot of fun, did a bunch of racing, but this year hopefully is kind of like a fresh start, kind of back to normalcy. And oh, Parker said non-wing racing. So non-wing something we'd like to do this next year, maybe if we had the right chance, but maybe you will see us in a non-wing car eventually.
The Salty Kids wants to smoke. He's asking if my brother will beat you if you have a demolition car. Salty Kid, we're gonna get a demo car and we're coming.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
No, I think demolition racing's.
Oh, it'd be fun. Oh, we want to do. Someone sent. It was funny. Someone sent a reacting to fans' worst crashes video, and they were racing like boats or like cars. Yeah, where you pull the boats. We want to race someone in that where you demo you try to hit each other's boats and whatnot. And
it's just another style of racing, and it's cool. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that now if you want to see like something sell out a crowd, that stuff does.
Absolutely.
Shasta Speedway.
Shasta Speedway has the biggest race of the year. Is the 4th of July show with the boat races afterwards.
Unbelievable.
Or they'll have like RVs and they'll destroy them.
Just yard sale stuff.
I think those are better than the bus race.
Oh, 100%. Joanne said demo Wreckfest. I believe we might be talking about the game. I've never played that game before. Drag Racer, Demolition Drag Racing. That would be fun.
I've seen that. What's his name? Cletus McFarland does that.
Yeah.
And that's crazy watching that. Like you think it'd be so easy just to, you know, maybe stick the wall and get away. No,
yeah. No, that's not easy. That's nuts. Nick said you're going to wrap the new rig in meal. So we are not going to be wrapping the meal, but and no, we're not going to be wrapping the rig. We're just going to leave it white. We might put some 18T stickers on it, but there's some more specific rules on trailers, like with wraps and stuff. And we're not going to get into that, but yeah, it's that's, you know, I think that's why a lot of racers sometimes don't wrap their stuff. Lane Rogers, hey, his symbol is the TH logo. That's awesome, Lane. He said sprint cars aren't racing at Bristol. Oh, I believe they are. They have a race schedule that just came out, so you should look into it. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Dakota Smitherman asks, would you ever try an asphalt sprint car?
Yeah, so asphalt sprint car racing is pretty big actually up north in Idaho. It's called King of the Wing. I believe it's in Idaho, and they actually get a good amount of cars. Like there is one of the best asphalt sprint car guys runs Cottage Grove on a weekly basis and a dirt car as well, because he's been talking about wanting to get better on the dirt side. But it's just crazy because he's a phenomenal, sprint car wing car guy on asphalt. And I think that's actually a pretty popular form of racing that doesn't really get a lot of credit, I guess you could say. But it's always
I've seen them. Cool. I've seen the midgets on asphalt, and they're pretty dicey little cowboy cars. So that'd be fun
for sure. Someone asked, talking about the Chili Bowl, you're talking about 2022. Yes. What car would you race for someone? I don't know. You know, that's kind of where you just got to hope that something pops up, or, you know, you meet the right people.
What choice?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many good teams. There's KKM, Dave Mack cars, Clausen Marshall cars, Chad Boat. Dom has a couple cars usually.
Bowman owns some cars now.
Bowman has 2 of them. I mean, I think, you know, at this point, everyone has such good equipment. You know, you're not really complaining with whatever you get.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think, you know, any of them, you know, if it was the right chance, the right opportunity, obviously you take what you can get. Frontliners said, will you come to Michigan? Michigan might be on the schedule. I know they have some Great Lakes races up there, and maybe IRA country as well for 410 stuff.
Callum says, what's up from the UK? What's up? How's it going?
Yes. What's up, guys? And hopefully, what time is it over there? I'd like to know. But hopefully, you know, hopefully everything's going good. Jacob asked, do you know what a champ card is? I've heard a little bit about champ kart racing. Pretty interesting.
What are the champ cards?
It's what I'm thinking about. It's something on the East Coast. I guess I can't really describe them. Maybe I'd have to look up a picture, but I've only seen them a couple times. But I just remember one of my fans was talking about them. But they're super unique, but they're starting to kind of grow a fan base.
I know.
Yes, they kind of look like quarter midgets.
I gotcha.
So champ carts look pretty interesting. And like I said, I mean, I would love to get in so many different cars, and a champ cart would definitely be one thing to try.
They have they race on like those indoor basketball arenas, I think, on the asphalt.
Yes.
Kind of like the Rumble in Fort Wayne.
Yes, Rumble carts. The Rumble Fort Wayne's another thing that'd be pretty cool. Speed Racer said champ carts are flat carts with a roll cage. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. Yeah, exactly what we just checked out. Send in your guys' final questions. We're actually going to be wrapping up the live stream here. We got some packing to do tonight. We actually got to go and load a few things, but we've had a lot of fun talking with you guys and just getting the chance to answer some questions. Nikki Edwards said, Tanner Holmes, come to Osh Weekend Speedway in Ontario. They have the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. Yeah, so that's I have a buddy up there, and I always talk to him, and he's been trying to get me to Osh Weekend. We got to get our passports, and we'll be up there. So that would be that's a race and a half. That would just be so much fun to get the chance to go to.
Preston asked if we're going to Phoenix. We won't be in Phoenix, but we'll be in Mesa, Arizona,
it's right outside. I mean, we're literally 30 minutes from Phoenix, I believe is what my phone said. So, I mean, I don't know everything right there, but we're pretty close.
Thursday night.
Yes.
We'll be there.
Thursday night. Come stop by, say hi. We do it best 66 said, please fan mail soon. We're going to try to do some fan mail opening. I just got some more in. So I'll try to do some fan mail for sure. Thank you.
On a touch on that real quick, just like a reminder, if you guys have shirts, racing shirts, hats, sweatshirts,
send us your shirts.
Shoes,
we want to wear
whatever you got. Send it to Tanner's PO box, right?
Yes, send it to my PO box, and we'll wear that in all of our future content.
Stickers too.
We can put stickers on our water bottles or on the desk and whatnot. It's always fun. Explicit says Santan Valley. I want to move there. Yeah, Arizona's got a good amount of racing. Not necessarily a whole lot of sprint car racing, but they always have a lot of big shows, this time of year when other parts of the country are off. John said, that'd be fun to be in the Valley. You consider that Phoenix. Yeah, we're pretty much right there. And I know there's going to be a lot of local fans. It seems like they're already starting to sell some stuff out. Pretty crazy.
I got a question. If you ever have, this is my question for you.
Okay.
If you ever have the opportunity, would you run Weber Valley Speedway?
Weber Valley, that would be fun. Yeah, I would like to turn some laps there. I know they got pretty stout competition.
Gage Martinez, that guy.
They got some pretty stout competition at Weber Valley.
Here soon.
Yeah, no, the competition is second to none there. I don't know if we'd be able to compete with them, but one of these days we'll try to get there.
We'll cheat up my banger.
Yeah, we'll try to make it. Big Boom said, would you jump in a New Zealand super stock? Absolutely. We talked about that earlier. You got a New Zealand super stock. Absolutely. But guys, I think that's going to kind of end it. Someone said, what fuel are you running? Sprint cars run on methanol, obviously. We're going to kind of end it. We've been going here for about an hour and 20 minutes. We appreciate everyone that's tuned in. If you missed the beginning, you're just tuning in. We're headed to Arizona tomorrow, and that's going to be a lot of fun. We wanted to do this live stream to talk a lot about that, answer some of your guys' questions. And really this year, I want to do everything I can to bring you guys along with me as much as possible. And if that's doing more live streams, doing more videos, all of that. And I just appreciate your guys' support so much. It really makes what I do so much fun. And so Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, podcast drops tomorrow. That's going to be so much fun. I mean, this week is huge. And then all the 410 content will be coming, soon. So it's going to be cool. You guys saw that video today and, we got already some good feedback. And so let me know if you guys want to see more live streams. We're definitely going to be doing them more and more.
On TikTok this week for sure.
Yeah, TikTok. We're going to do some Instagram live stuff, Instagram stories. We're going to be, we're just going to be doing a ton of things. So thank you to everyone said drive safe. Like I said, we'll keep you guys in the loop. But
thank you for all the support so far too. Like going on a new venture and seeing everyone so excited for the podcast and whatnot.
Yeah.
Definitely helps us.
Absolutely. We are stoked. So anyway, Skylar has a quick question. He said, wait, what's your question? Drop your guys' last minute questions. We'll make sure to answer them. Let's see.
Tear it up, buddy.
Tear it up. Thank you. We will. Dennis said, good luck. Have fun, Tanner. Drop your guys' last minute questions. This is your last chance. What track? Arizona Speedway. Are you going to go anywhere in your free time in Arizona? I think we're just going to kind of hang out by the track. I don't know anything down there. I think we're going to, we'll look and see in the surrounding areas.
There's an indoor go-karting track.
We might
let me know.
Yeah, we might do that. You guys, some people asking about the new rig. We're going to do some stuff on that soon after Arizona. CFR said checkers or wreckers. Mr. Obvious said, what's up? Super stock. Shawnee, someone asked about Shawnee, Oklahoma. Yeah, we would love to get to Shawnee next year. Trish Ackley, one of our channel members. Hey, Trish. She said, good luck, drive safe. But anyway, yeah, guys, on that note, we're going to end the live stream. Thank you so much. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for the content. We're going to sign off for now. And like I said, stay tuned for the podcast tomorrow, 410 vlogs. And we're going to be bringing just so much content. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And it's going to be a lot of fun. See you guys.